Good. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Yes. All right. All right. So there, I don't know why I keep submitting games where I clearly don't have enough time to explain everything, but we're going to do our best. So right off the bat, we're going to be having Arthas, which is going to be our hero unit that we're going to be taking throughout the entire game. Hero units, if you've played Dota, you know that they have some additional spells and abilities and whatnot, and we're going to be utilizing that in order to have really clean micro management as we're going to be going through, because how we control our units is really going to decide how I'm able to get through. Boom, right after I death coil that guard to be dealing some damage to him, I'm immediately moving Arthas. This is going to allow me to go through some actions immediately. Look at this ghoul getting low on health. Oh no, I had some unlucky micro. Yeah, nice save. Wow. So if I had lost that ghoul, that would have been a pretty substantial time loss. But I was able to micro my way through victory, and boom. The other thing you'll notice is that guard actually just dropped an item. And so you'll notice down here in the bottom center of your screen, there's going to be a bunch of items that are going to be filling this inventory. And yep, as you might have guessed it, we're going to be able to bring these items throughout the rest of the run. And that's going to be very, very important as we progress through, especially this greater mana potion, which is the blue bottle there. And then also this giant green potion. I actually think I missed an acolyte somewhere. Uh-oh, this is actually kind of bad. I think I know a backup. All right, I'm going to go and try and do a backup in order to save this, but my experience was off, which means that I actually missed one of the acolytes. So in each of these missions, there is going to be a very clear mission objective that we have to do in order to end this mission. And this one, I'm going around collecting all of these acolytes in order to be able to recruit them to this cult. And so a little bit of lore as I kind of go through. Yeah, okay, so here's a backup acolyte. Oh, I'm so glad. I actually didn't practice that. I just kind of peeked at the map before I came here and started the run, and so I'm so glad I did. But anyways, that being said, after I collect 20 of these acolytes, it's going to end the mission. However, as you might imagine, Warcraft, if you're a fan of World of Warcraft or maybe some of the other Blizzard games, you know that they have a really well-developed and deep sense of lore. And there's like volumes and volumes and encyclopedias of this lore, but don't worry, I'm just going to break down the basics for you guys. So right off the bat, in the previous campaign, was the human campaign, which was run by SGDQ at SGDQ 2018 this past winter, we actually saw Arthas as he started to be corrupted and run through. And then in order to save his kingdom, he picked up a sword known as Frostmourne. But the rest of the story is kind of tragic. He ended up killing his own father because the sword ended up consuming his soul. Then going through this mission, we were picking up Cult of the Beaver Worshippers because Cult of the Dam Builders was kind of so 2017. Yeah.
At last.
So yeah, awesome. So we're in this next mission now, which is going to be Undead 2. This is one of the harder missions because we're going to be working in our first bit of macro management as we're going to be going through and doing some more intense micro. Up here also, I'm going to be showing you a really cool aspect of this game, which is something known as a trigger-based system. Basically how a lot of these things in the games are coded is if I cross a certain line or kill a certain unit, something happens, right? So there's this big invisible vertical line. And if I cross that, you see this paladin start saying, "Stop this madness," and then he runs away. Back there are a bunch of footmen that I do not want to have to deal with whatsoever. So instead of crossing that trigger, what I'm going to do is stop this meat wagon right before it, and clicking on a very specific spot, I'm going to be able to aggro that paladin to have him come over and attack my army. And because we didn't activate that trigger, yeah, that's right, he's actually not going to run away. So I am able to just take out this paladin without having to worry about any of that extra micromanagement. So that is a really, really cool trick that we are able to utilize in this mission. It makes that engagement a lot easier. Cool, nice, good start to this mission. Woo! Yeah, so upcoming here is going to be showcasing off the first bit of macro. You notice that I had ghouls and meat wagons as my primary army units. Then I'm going to get a couple of these acolytes here. Just a quick save for safety because I can mess up the next bit. And then we're going to get some additional ghouls. So I just put those into another hotkey group and built a necropolis and a graveyard. You'll notice on the left-hand side of your screen that there's actually a bunch of mission objectives. So it's going to be important that I end up building all these buildings with those acolytes, but I also have to go through and kill off Paladin. This meat wagon's a little high. I really don't want these guys to be attacking meat wagons. Nice. Okay, so that was a really good leash. If I had messed up that micro and didn't stutter step the way I did, that army would have had run all the way back to the Paladin. I would have had to engage those simultaneously. But you'll notice, right, tiny bits of micro. I'm going to pull back my damaged ghouls in order to take them out. But that being said, you notice that the ghouls are actually regenerating health because they have this nice ability called corpse hugging. Because we are undead, we enjoy embracing death and all means, and so you can totally see that they're hugging those corpses. Yeah, they're definitely not eating them whatsoever. Anyway, so what I'm trying to do here is... no! Okay, that is exactly why I quick saved there. So we're trying to get a nice surround on this Paladin, but the ghouls are... Oh, shoot. The ghouls are tripping over themselves. If I fail this one more time, it's not a problem. I just have to take a little bit of a stickier engagement. So I'm actually going to try... let's try one more time. Oh, man. Okay, this is a really, really tricky spot I just got myself in because I was memeing. No, it's the price of fun. No, okay. Okay. I'm just going to attack him again. I'm going to pull him back. He might actually end up activating Divine Shield again, but that's okay. Yeah, we're just going to bring him back here and then get this around. Okay, that's fine. And so we just nuked one of my ghouls because, as you might imagine, us as a Death Knight, we have certain spells, so does the Paladin. And so that Paladin was able to heal, yeah, so he activates Divine Shield. That's okay. That's okay. So we just have to end up waiting. So every single time one of these Paladin ends up activating Divine Shield, they actually end up being untargetable and invulnerable. But there I'm actually going to be doing a bit of macro as I accidentally unsummon all the stuff that I tried to summon, and then we are going to take out these footmen. Whoo, boy. Oh, the spaghetti. All right. So once again, pulling back these ghouls, it's really important that I don't end up losing any of my ghouls. But as I'm going through, you'll notice that I'm actually cutting my way through these trees because these meat wagons have this attack ground ability. So if I'm able to get these meat wagons into a specific spot, then I can actually end up pulling units at, yep, you guessed it, at another Paladin, because this mission is all about taking down these Paladins away from their army units. So instead of pulling this second to last Paladin away, what we're just going to end up doing is aggroing all these units by attacking this one farm. Awesome. Okay, so I forgot to build some additional ziggurats. That's okay. There's a backup strat that I can do that's a little bit more difficult. So you'll notice that I have 3 different resources here. I have gold, lumber, and supply. What the supply really does is it says as long as the right-hand number in the denominator is higher than the numerator, sorry, I know algebra is a little bit spooky, we are actually able to build additional units. However, as you can see, it's in the red right now, which means I can't produce any more units until these 2 ziggurats finish. However, what I can actually end up doing is taking out my meat wagons. So if I kill one more off, I can actually end up producing more. But that's okay. That's okay. That didn't quite work out. There's still one footman alive, but we're going to take this engagement. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to engage with Arthas first, and I'm going to take 2 hits with Holy Light. And this is just to add a little bit of spook factor. Definitely totally marathon safe. I would never do anything to compromise my run whatsoever, as I'm sure you guys would know. Oh, that was a little close, a little bit spooky. All right, nice. He nuked another one of them. Okay. All right, and okay, so there's a little bit of a heal. Okay, there we go. We leveled up with Arthas, so we're going to be getting Death Coil 2, which is going to end the hit. Wait, what are the ghouls doing? No, you're hugging him too hard. This is too hard. This is, Oh, okay, there he is. All right, yeah. Woo, woo. Yeah, yeah, we're fine. All right. Yeah, so that's actually completely planned. When you actually cross that cutscene trigger there, you actually end up respawning Arthas. Debated. Cool. All right, so what we just did there was we punched Uther Pendushmonger in the face, which caused him to end up bringing up Divine Shield in order to become invulnerable. But he's playing a little bit hard to get. But unfortunately, unlike Anakin Skywalker, he, what do you do? Oh no! Oh no! I got a yellow card. Please don't ban me from GDQ, Bula. Oh no, the step. Oh no, I get one more chance. All right. Okay. All right. Whew. Man, this GDQ staff are really intimidating. Yeah. Yeah, but thank you guys. But unlike Obi-Wan Kenobi, unfortunately having the moral high ground was not an advantage here. So we were able to take down our mentor. Cool. Yeah, so here's a little bit of a cutscene level. I just skipped it. I'm gonna have to wait for 2 to 3 seconds here to guarantee I don't get a soft log. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so on to mission 3. Mission 3 is really cool because it's going to really showcase off that I don't actually have to build a base, right? Like a lot of these missions have this idea where it's like, oh, we're gonna give you an enemy base and be cool and take it down, and then you expand and stuff and build a huge army. Nah, I'm just gonna take the starting units and go take down the enemy base. But as you can see, it's all the way over here in the bottom right-hand corner. It's gonna be a bit hard to get to, and we have to actually travel through some water, but whew, I mean, being an undead, Arthas is pretty dried up, and so he's going to be a little bit of that water phobic. He never took swimming lessons when he was a younger lad, and especially being undead, you know, they don't really like water. So hopefully we're going to be fine trying to get into the night elf, not the night elf, the high elf base, but we'll see what Arthas is going to be doing a little bit later. So here I'm going to set up my units in a really specific fashion. Here's Sylvanas. Just listen.
I am Sylvanas Windrunner, Ranger General of Silver Moon.
Yeah.
I advise you to turn back now.
So there's a bit of a meme in the community that's like, I'm Sylvanas Windrunner, Ranger General. It's like completely assertive, and then it's, yeah, she's just gone. That's fine. We'll be seeing a little bit more of Sylvanas a little bit later, because I know she's one of everybody's favorite characters. Yeah. All right. So here we summoned some spooky skeletons, and this isn't Spoopy Tuesday, but it's pretty close, as we're about to see, because bringing these skeletons down in order to engage the enemy units, they're going to get a little bit spooked out by these skeletons and target those over my actual other army units. So it's nice that we can just summon these like timed life guys, and then they actually are able to help us out a bit. But here we go. I'm going to sell 2 units at this item shop to get a little bit of extra gold, and then we're going to bring Arthas in here because, as we know, the Cult of the Beaver worshippers are just really obsessed with beavers, man. Yeah, it's pretty weird. I don't completely understand why, but we're not judgmental here on GDQ, so if you're into worshiping beavers, go for it, man. Anyway, so here I'm going to build a base in their base because I want to sort of get closer and get to know these beaver worshippers a little bit more, because you have to be one with the environment, right, in order to truly embrace the beaver. Oh no, the cries of terror from the beavers. Oh, Arthas, you're so cruel. You're killing them all off. Oh, darn. Oh, nice. Okay, so this is actually really great. So even though I'm like memeing about and stuff, I actually was able to hold on to all of my ghouls. And so in the upcoming section, when I have to destroy a couple of enemy structures in the final base, it's going to be really nice that I have all of these extra units. Yeah, but yeah, so over here, we actually just picked up 2 additional things. One of them is this health stone, which is going to get us a little bit of safety, and this Book of the Dead, which summons 4 skeletal warriors and 4 archers. That's going to be very, very useful for this mission when we're going to be attacking the enemy base. But here we go. We're going to be selling that health potion, buying a scroll of healing, which is that nice AoE heal we saw me use. Now I'm going to buy 2 of these scroll of town portals. As you might imagine, we want to return to our beaver habitat in order to get get some R&R after murdering and slaying all of these high elves in their own home location, right? That can be emotionally taxing. I mean, imagine Arthas, right? He's just here, and he just murdered his father, and then like expecting Uther Pendushmonger to like have his back and be like, nah, man, you know, your father was kind of old and whack anyway. It was time for him to go. They just all betrayed me, and they just tried to like murder me. Like, this is emotionally scarring. Why are you people laughing at this? Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. So it's really nice to be able to just return to our natural location. And so, you know, but as we go out, you know, even though they are beaver worshippers, it's nice to have a new family. So we're setting up for a nice little family picture here. But anyways, also as we're going through these meat wagons, they deal siege damage, so they're going to be dealing extra damage to buildings. So I'm definitely going to want to do it. But you know, it's time for Arthas to get over his water phobia. So we are going to use the scroll of town portal to teleport in the water. Okay. Yeah, because if you're a beaver worshiper, you got to be. Whoa! What are you doing over there? And we're in the enemy base. Yeah. Oh no, me wagon. Okay, so what actually ended up happening there is I was able to basically use the Scroll of Town portal in order to teleport to that town hall. However, it also allows me to actually pick a spot on the ground, and so it teleports your army in that specific formation that you set up, and then also into that general location of where you actually ended up telling them to teleport to. So with that, we can't land in the water. However, it's still within this big circle. And so the closest patch of ground that we were able to land on just conveniently ends up being in the enemy base. And by doing this, we actually skip over a trigger, which ends up spawning some extra units and eventually also the enemy hero. And so it's really insane that we are able to do this, and really shows off just how crazy like a lot of these games can be. So it's not just impressive having all of these like fusion of macro and micro mechanics, but then also having these really cool and flashy sequence breaks as well. So that was really awesome. I'm happy I was able to show that off this marathon. Awesome. This meat wagon's getting a little damaged, so we're just gonna back him on up, take out that hero shrine, and then this castle is the last building we'll have to take out. So that being said, as we're doing cleanup, we have time for one donation.
And that one donation happens to come from the entire couch behind you for $15. We are all here to support you, Covert. Good luck.
Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, it means a lot. Yeah, so back here, I have my friends that, oh, yeah, I forgot to end up doing a roll call, so we'll do that in a bit. There's going to be a mission where I can like pull a full 180 on the in my chair and introduce the couch. All right, but yeah, so here we're introduced to Crypt Fiends, which are actually a really powerful ground-to-ground attack unit, but they can't target air. Oh no, oh no, oh shoot. I accidentally crossed a dialogue trigger, so I can't gain control of these Zeppelins just yet. I have to wait. I was a little bit overeager. Yeah, and there we go. So that's a bit of a time loss. That's okay. That was just a little bit of a mistake on my part. No problem. But yeah, so here's another mission where they like expect us to like build a base and like go through these teleporters and feel epic with your like beaver worshippers to take down the enemies, right? But so on this map, all we have to do is collect 3 parts of a moon key and then get to the end of the mission. And so just like in the last mission, yeah, that's right. We're building a base in your base. And this is going to allow us to use that Scroll of Town portal, that second one that we picked up in the previous missions, because items are transferring between missions. And so we are going to use that to bring Arthas to the very end of the mission. Oh, shoot, I actually completely forgot to do this. That's okay. Oh, no, he needs to be down here. So here I'm actually just going to pick up a nice little item. It gets me a little bit of extra safety and saves a tiny bit of time. And that is going to be a Scroll of Mana. Oh, yes. And so that is just like an AoE, just like the Scroll of Healing, but it restores mana, because in order to summon skeletons, in order to activate these death coils, I have to spend mana in order to do that. And so if I run out of this resource, which is shown by these blue bars that are going to be appearing over the units' heads, then I can't actually end up casting those spells. So boom, there's a death coil to take out that priest. So now we have a dead body. And when you have dead bodies, you know what that means. Yeah, that's right. Spoopy Tuesday coming early. And okay, there's one Necromancer on the ground. Okay, race the skeleton. One of them's getting target fired, so I have to be a little bit careful. The moment he loses health, that makes him a target for the rest of the units. It changes the aggro priority slightly. Okay, there we go. So we're going to be going through. And now it's time to summon a few more extra spoopy skeletons. And then we're going to take him out, bring the Crypt Fiend over for some micromanagement, then bringing all of my other available units, microing my melee units over to the side for a little bit. Okay. Let's summon some more spoopy skeletons, and that looks good. Okay, let's quick save, because this is very important that I'm doing this in a very specific way. If I mess it up, then I lose like this entire meat wagon. And nice, we were able to get the first key. And so in order to get each of these keys, as you see, I have to end up destroying these altars. But that's right, those are buildings. So this meat wagon is going to be dealing extra damage to that building. So we take most of our primary army units to be able to take those out. However, here we are going to be using this meat wagon in this little tree area and distracting them with these spoopy Crypt Fiends, because I don't know about you, spiders are a little bit spoopy, but undead spiders are even more spoopy. So acolytes are also really nice because we actually end up using them to repair meat wagons as well, and so they can kind of distract all of the other Deuterinos. Yeah, there we go. There's the next Moon Crystal. I really want the full health Zeppelin. And so we got our second one. So there is one more to get. And this one is actually a little bit more interesting to get. So I really need to destroy this meat wagon. But as I mentioned, I cannot get units unless my supply is low enough. And as it turns out, there's shops to buy items, and there are shops to buy units. And so over here, Temple of Boom. So they're not quite beaver worshippers, but they are going to be quite explosive, I promise you. So here we go. We just picked up some goblins, saplings, or goblin sappers, excuse me. And if you remember techies from Dota, they are going to be used. Yes! Oh my goodness, I can't believe he made it. Yeah! Wow! Oh my goodness. And then we just teleport Arthas to the end because the Necropolis just barely has enough health right at the end of the mission to be able to get through. Awesome. That was great. Cool. That being said, up here in our next mission, it's just going to showcase a lot of macro right at the start. We're going to get an extra crypt because that's where we build crypt fiends from. And then the main objective is to destroy 4 gigantic granite golems. And then we're basically just going to bring our entire army over there. We're going to kill some more beavers to toughen up our beaver worshippers up by more emotional scarring, because it what really helped Arthas in his quest of conquest. But that being said, Daredevil, it looks like we have some time for, why don't we say 3 donations?
All right, and that first donation is going to come from Sajiki.
Yo, Saji, what's up, man?
Sajiki donated $20 and says, "Hey, Muffin, you know I'm super heckin' proud of you. You worked super hard for this, and you did it. Thanks for Gatorade, applesauce, and being a friend." Saj.
Oh, Saji. So Saji is a good friend of mine. He actually ran the human campaign at the previous GDQ and did a really amazing job. But he's really been an inspiration to me and what has really caused me to continue to strive and continue to learn new speed games and continue to apply these events. So thank you so much, Saji. That means a lot to me. And then his reference, he came over to America. He's from Germany, and he accidentally got stomach flu like right before he flew back. And so I helped him out and helped him like book a hotel near the airport and stuff. And yeah, no problem, man. No, I'll buy you applesauce and Gatorade anytime. You just buy my plane ticket. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, Daredevil. Please keep going.
We have an anonymous $1,200 donation.
Wow!
Warcraft 3 is one of my favorite games ever. Donation goes to Dragon Warrior 3 Slime Ending Glitch.
Yo, nice. Thank you so much for that donation. One more, Daredevil.
Let's see. Oh, here's a short one. We have $50 from Zelica. I was going to take a bath, but then I saw Covert Muffin was going to run Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
No one orders me.
They say the laugh is infectious. I don't know. Awesome. Anyway, so here we go. We've been macroing up some additional units. We got some extra Crypt Fiends for some spook factor, but also to deal a bunch of damage. And then we're going to be bringing our guys over to this area. But, oh no, guys, this is going to be a little bit scary because we're actually going to fail an optional objective. This is going to be a little bit spooky. And, optional quest failed. I'm a failure. It's okay. So this is intentional. We're just running in. Basically, it expects you to take out this blue base before coming in here, but there really is no reason to do that. So that's Sylvanas skip, basically. So unfortunately, we're not going to see Sylvanas go into the Undead Banshee that they ended up turning into a Drow Ranger. But that's okay. Okay, so I got a little bit unlucky here. That's fine. I'm just going to have to kill some additional units, but really nice for to have some Marathon safety just doing this. So yeah, no problem. No problem. It's just gonna be a tiny bit of time loss. Oh, okay. Okay, so some bad luck and then some good luck. All right, let's start the engagement. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this Crypt Fiend over here. I only want to aggro one of these granite golems. And so by bringing my units over here, I am able to only grab one and then take them out one at a time. But I think the developers thought that a common sort of cheese strat that people might end up trying is to actually end up like building a ton of gargoyles, because that's the unit you unlock, and then just flying them into the base. But for some reason, they didn't anticipate me just bringing my entire army to the base and then just killing the golems that way. So they are actually aggroing on the gargoyles before the rest of my units, and so I can just use Death Coil in order to heal up my units. And there we go. There was a Death Coil on that one. And yeah, this mission just went really well. Okay. So this mission was one of the easier ones, I have to say, but the next one is probably one of the ones I'm most scared for the marathon. So the first 40 seconds are going to be absolutely crucial. So I'm going to be trying to explain every single little thing I'm going to be doing, but I might slip up here and there. But anyways, basically, right at the beginning of the mission, we have to end up destroying one of the orc bases overall in order to finish the mission. However, it has a red dragon roost, which builds these huge, scary red dragons. And but I can fly some units in there to take it out, and that allows me to have a lot easier of a time taking out the buildings later on. But okay, here we go. All right, so first off, we're going to be building an Acolyte because I'm going to immediately bring this guy up into the left and then get Arthas, to follow him. And then we're going to be getting 2 upgrades at the graveyard to help me deal some additional damage a little bit later on. And I'm going to bring the Lich and the rest of my units. The Lich is actually a new unit we're going to be using in order to get through. Then I'm going to be upgrading to a Halls of Dead on the Necropolis, which is going to unlock a building that allows me to build meat wagons. And as we know, meat wagons are going to allow me to deal some additional damage to the enemy structures. Then over here, I'm going to be building another camp, but unfortunately there aren't any beavers around, so it's going to be a little bit spookier, but I think we had enough emotional conditioning for our units. Now I'm going to be dropping a quick save right here as I start the engagement. What I'm going to be doing is destroying off all of the things that could end up dealing damage to air units. Okay, that is in a good spot. And then I'm going to micro back one of my gargoyles in order to heal him up, in order to be able to keep all 4 of my gargoyles and the Frostworm alive as I'm going to be going through. So there we go. There is the Death Coil over onto the gargoyle. Then I'm going to be running Arthas over here, bringing him up into the orc base and doing some additional micro. So here we go. I'm going to be controlling these guys, moving them up. One of the gargoyles is a little bit lower. So that audio cue there just showcased off that I'm getting attacked by an orc blade master. Unfortunately, I do not have enough firepower yet to be able to do with this. So I'm going to bring my Crypt Fiend down here to the bottom of the mat, attack the blade master once, dropping the quick save because I was able to nail all of that initial stuff, but it's not over yet. Yes, okay, good. This is really good RNG right now. I was able to pull a Goblin Sapper, and as we know, they deal additional units. Oh, I didn't quite get the control. I'm actually going to backload because this actually makes it a little bit safer for the marathon. So I'm going to see if I can actually work Arthas correctly. I'm going to heal that damaged gargoyle because that's right, more ranged units are going to be spawning. So here I'm going to be doing a little bit of a backtrack with Arthas to bring him over up here. The Sapper's not in a good spot. It's getting a little bit boxed out, but oh yes! Yeah, there it is, and watch this. Boom, that Red Dragon Roost just ended up taking half of its health and damage. Arthas is getting a little bit stunned here, but oh shoot. Oh no. That was really unlucky. The Blade Master ended up getting a critical hit on Arthas. Bless RNG. Oh no! Oh boy. Oh, this is actually kind of bad. What do I do? What do I do? Oh my god, it's just chaining in. Oh shoot. Okay.
Yeah, this is a really intense section in case you couldn't tell.
All right, I got it. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Okay, so one of the red dragons ended up coming up, so we're actually going to end up having to take him out with that, but that's okay. We're actually still have Arthas alive, and that is probably one of the more important things than taking out, using this ability that I have, which is known as Death Pack, is going to allow me to sacrifice one of my units in order to be able to get Arthas up on the health. Then I'm going to be using a Death Coil on some of these ranged units that are going to be taking down the Crypt Fiends. No, Arthas, no! No, I just was able to... Oh, this is so hard. Let's try one more time. If not, it's okay. I have some backup I can do. Oh no, I didn't. All right, come on. Okay, okay, I got the silly backup again. All right. Oh man. Okay. All right, I can do this. All right, come on. All right, take out the red dragon. I need to do this on you. Okay, Death Pact is almost up. Quick save. Don't be an idiot. All right, come on. Okay, quick save. Yes, okay, I don't have to do that really scary backup again. But this is why I have the estimate for this mission so high, is because this is really hard. But now, all right, the Red Dragon Roost is done, so the scariest part of the mission is over. We did it. Okay, whew, you guys can clap for that. All right. Okay, awesome. And so you'll notice actually, let's see if I have enough time to pan back. I think I do. I'm just gonna micro Arthas a little bit more. Yeah, just like that, drawing some squares to keep him out. The Blade Master isn't actually in this group because we actually had the Crypt Fiend attack the Blade Master once. And actually, when he ends up using his mirror image ability, which splits him into 4 sort of units, only 3 of them are fake and 1 of them is real. That actually allows us to oh my goodness, I'm sorry, allows us to stop the Blade Master. So where he actually ends up casting that mirror image, it causes him to just be stuck there. But now that we have the Necropolis up, we can use the Scroll of Town portal to bring the Lich and the Meat Wagons over. Now because the red camp has actually created a finite number of ranged units, they are not going to be producing these ranged units to attack the air units for the rest of the game. So all I have to do is, really funny, just run Arthas around in squares for a bit until all the ground army is dead, and then I can just build more Meat Wagons out of the slaughterhouse. So that is really awesome, guys. We have hit critical mass, and I've successfully done the mission. Oh man, this was the thing I was most scared of for this entire marathon. Thank you. Oh my goodness. That being said, Daredevil, we have time for a good number of donations because it's just going to be a couple of minutes of cleanup. So you can go ahead and read, why don't we say 4 donations?
All right, 4 donations it is. We have $25 from Tinker Tonk. I'm assuming this is the same Covert Muffin we used to play StarCraft 2 with for the day nights.
Oh yeah, it is. Yep, yeah, indeed. I was on Fun Day Monday quite a number of times.
Good luck on the run and show your RTS chops. Donation is runner's choice.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, keep going.
We have $30 from Fishy66. When I was a kid, I would spend hours playing single levels of Warcraft 3. You guys are the best. I'll also donate another $30 if you click a sheep until it explodes.
Oh, ooh, is there another sheep that I can do that on? Oh, is there? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm so sorry. The sheep are like in the beginning of the game. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh well. We have $15 from Chaotic Echo. Had to donate during Covert stream. The man, the myth, the muffin.
Thank you so much.
Donation goes to runner's choice.
Awesome, thank you.
We have $30 from Rukarik. Hey, Covert Muffin, I
Hi.
love your positivity and commentating.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for all the joy you bring. Donation goes to runner's choice, and P.S. Best of luck with your run.
Yo, thank you so much.
We have $150 from Orals1. Hey, Muffin. A friend of mine introduced me to your runs of Jedi Academy a couple of months ago.
Oh, cool.
And since then, I've watched every single GDQ run by you that I could find.
Wow, that's wild. Thank you.
That's a lot of runs.
Yeah, it is a good number of runs.
Love the positivity and those awesome laughs. Hyped to see one of my favorite games get crushed. P.S. Take a bath.
Take a bath.
So I think that was 4 donations.
Keep going, man.
All right.
I'm loving this. Thank you guys so much for your donations. It really is going to a good cause. Keep them coming.
We have $200 from PDP80. No comment on that donation, but we certainly appreciate it. We also have a $150 donation from Adam228.
All right, thank you. That being said, so this is easily one of the scariest levels, and then the final mission is going to be another really spooky mission, but that's okay. I'm definitely a lot less scared of that mission because I've had a much more amount, because a lot of these strats, like this one in particular, I didn't actually end up learning until like a couple of weeks ago, and so it's really insane. There's especially one Warcraft 3 runner in particular who's really been pushing the meta forward and really trying to motivate me to use a lot of these optimal strats. And so major shout outs to you, Blast Report. Thank you so much for all of your support and hard work. Can we get a cheer for Blaster? He really deserves it, man. Yeah. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right, that being said, we are going to be moving into chapter number 7. 2 more missions, guys, until this excellent speed run is over. That being said, this mission is actually going to be really short because it's another one of those ones like, look how much money I have. That's a lot. And we are not going to be using any of it because the actual end portion of the mission is just destroying the Archmage at the end. So all I have to do is end up running my army units and Arthas and the Lich to the end of the mission, and that's it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. That being said, you'll notice some purple flowing lights. Those are a little bit spooky, but don't worry. Those actually end up dealing damage over time to the undead units. However, hero units are especially tanky, and so it's not going to be a big deal whatsoever. So there we go, just dropping a couple nukes on that. Also, Arthas, as I mentioned, has Death Coil, which can end up healing my allied units. So I can just have the Lich end up running in front of Arthas as we're going to be progressing through, and then I can just pop like a Death Coil or 2 on him to fully heal him. Because his max health right now is 600, and Death Coil heals 600 maximum, which is really insane. So really cool that I'm just going to be running Arthas behind the Lich and having him tank most of the damage. But that being said, up here is a little bit of a scary section because there are going to be sorceresses, and those can activate slow on my units if I accidentally attack anything. But as long as I'm moving, it's not really going to be a problem. Ooh, Arthas getting a little bit boxed out, but that's okay. And so I'm going to wait until his health is quite low. Yep, there we go. And I'm going to move Arthas ahead. I'm going to reactivate Frost Armor on Arthas and the Lich for a little bit of marathon safety. Pop a healing potion that I grabbed for, safety. Yeah, the Lich getting boxed out there is a little bit spooky. Okay, so there's another Death Coil on the Lich to keep him alive because his max health is a little bit low. So here is the scary part of the mission. I need to keep Arthas and the Lich alive. All right, so I'm going to use both of these scrolls here to do so. And then Death Coil and 1 more Nova, and boom, we got it. Nice. Cool. Yeah. All right, here we go, guys. This mission is going to be hype. In this mission, it is going to really showcase off a lot of the really intense macro and a lot of the intense micro as we're going to be going through. Once again, there's a lot of things to explain, and I definitely don't have enough time to do it, so I will do my best. So here we go. We're going to be dropping another slaughterhouse in order to be able to build more meat wagons, because meat wagons deal additional damage to structures. That being said, the goal is to take out 3 human bases. You'll notice that there's going to be a timer in the top right-hand corner of your screen, and that is going to be ticking down from 30 minutes. That being said, I don't want to wait for the full 30 minutes, so I'm going to end up doing something that's going to allow me to sequence break this auto-scroller of a mission. And so what we actually have to end up doing is destroying every single enemy structure. That is important, but no worries. That is going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh, I forgot to do this. That's okay. And save. Okay, here we go. So here is the first engagement. You'll notice that I actually picked up some additional items in my inventory, and that is going to be these goblin landmines. When I drop them down and end up clicking on them, they're so hard to see, and they are as difficult to click on. But there we go. I was able to get enough, and nice, I was able to take down the Cadstol. So now what I'm going to be doing is raising these units, and then dropping 1 more landmine, And this is important. Yes, I got it. Okay. So right at the beginning of the mission, the humans actually end up starting to research building armor. And if they are able to finish that, that is really bad for me, because then the buildings end up taking additional hits and additional damage in order to be able to be destroyed. But now, because I was able to take out these buildings and get Arthas to this base really, really quickly, I don't have to end up worrying about that. Just like in Mission 6, that's right, I can sacrifice one of these animated dead units, which I was able to resurrect using Arthas's ultimate ability. And I'm going to use the mana pot to get some health back. Looks like this rifleman is a little bit higher on health, so I'm going to use the mortars to be able to deal damage to their own friendly unit. Next, I accidentally forgot to bring a shade up, so I just have to peek to get some additional vision with that Mewagon. And now I am on base cleanup. I'm just going to take this guy out. Okay, we're going to bring these guys in here. I'm going to bring the shade up here to the space. Okay, awesome. And nice. So now we've effectively neutered the base, right? So just like me, they also need supply in order to be able to construct units. However, by destroying all of those farms, they actually end up losing the capability of constructing any more units, because when they actually run out of money from producing extra army units to defend and what have you, they actually get money back. So they don't like have infinite money, but they have like an unlimited supply of it. So here we go. I'm going to sneak a shade in here for just a little bit of extra safety. And then meat wagons are there. That's good. Just continuing to micro these meat wagons even more. All right, and here is the second base. That being said, though, I'm going to be bringing my army into a very specific position. So here I'm actually going to manipulate the AI on these knights, pulling them over to the left because they have a lot of health. And so my goal here is to get all the low health guys really close together. Okay, so here I'm going to heal using that health stone. It was not only helping me regenerate little bits of health. Oh no, I can't see that mine. All right, I might have to backload. Okay, so I'm going to use this for marathon safety. Come on. All right, come on. This is going to be really close. I'm going to bring in my army to be able to death pact again. All right, I'm going to run Arthas back because he might actually end up being taken out. Oh, all right, let's summon some spooky skeletons. Yeah, it's Tuesday, guys. All right. Yeah, and we're able to do it. All right. All right, we're able to. So we did it. Okay, we got in there. Yeah. Man, I'm so hyped for Spook Tuesday. I don't know about you guys. All right. So now that we got in here, you notice that these glowy, shiny lights, yeah, that's right. That means that the enemy is actually summoning more and more units. So what I'm actually going to end up doing is destroying all of these unit-producing structures. And if I'm able to do this, what ends up... Ooh, Necromancer died. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I am able... Oh, no, I don't want a ghoul. Get out of here. Get out. I don't need any more corpse huggers. If I build more meat wagons, I'm able to destroy these enemy structures. That being said, I actually had to take up a little bit of a different engagement than maybe one I kind of wanted, so I have to use some of my meat wagons to take out this Arcane Sanctum, because that is also actually making more units. Oh no, the Double Knight. All right. So I have to be very careful. I do not want to lose a single meat wagon throughout this mission, so I'm going to be doing little bits of micro in order to peel away in order to get the knights to attack other ones. Next, I'm going to set this rally point over here. No, I'm going to set it onto that meat wagon, set a different control group, right? No more army units in this means that these meat wagons are going to be completely free to be able to clean up the rest of the enemy buildings. Next, this damaged meat wagon, I'm going to micro him back as I'm going to be taking out this tower, and then I'm just going to be moving this meat wagon to the left to make this cannon tower intentionally miss. Oh no, he took a hit. Is he going to go down? Nope, no, we're fine. We are fine. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy for breezy. All right, awesome. Yeah, I hear you laughing back there, Echo. You can't hide from me. All right, so here we just got some free reinforcements. These Fellhounds are actually really cool. Run, no! All right, that's fine, not a problem. And they actually don't cost supply, which is really, really cool. And that's going to actually end up allowing us to be able to not go over the supply cap. The next thing I need to check, oh no, it's on that one. So that the last base actually summons Griffin Riders and ends up sending them to go destroy my guys. And so I need to make sure that I repair these towers that are taking damage. There's one more wave of Griffin Riders. Actually, for a little bit of marathon safety, I'm actually going to upgrade this second one. So I am exactly at 90 supply, which is the max supply cap for this game. But yeah, we just were able to effectively take out the second base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my army up, and then we're going to have Arthas go on a magical adventure. Because not just Beaver Worshippers are special, but also magical artifacts that allow me to take back control of my friends against their own will are going to be very, very nice and essential. That being said, though, so because the second base is done, I'm just going to have this one damaged meat wagon end up clearing out the rest. But here we go. I'm going to be dropping a mine. Okay, all right, this is really low on health, actually. I should have let him heal. Monka S. All right, this is fine. This is fine. Please? Please? Shh. 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 Yeah, they saw nothing. Okay. Woo-hoo. All right. Okay. Okay, it's okay. Breathe. Breathe. Holy muck! Whoa, that's a lot of meat wagons. I did not mean to bring that many over. That's okay. Yeah, look at this. Good. I'm glad I did this for the marathon safety of bringing that over. Okay, so no, you do not need to go over there. Go up there and join your brethren. Okay. So now I'm going to start progressing and making strides to be able to go and take out the last base. This Crypt Fiend, I knew I was short one Crypt Fiend. Was lagging behind a bit, but that's okay. Yep, okay. So the latter portion of this mission is all about split control. I am going to have 3 different sort of groups and sects of units that I'm going to be controlling in order to be able to bring them around and be able to take down the enemy structures. So my goal here, of course, is going to be progressing these guys into the final base as soon as possible. I could have started mobilizing these meat wagons a little bit sooner, and so I lagged behind, but that's okay. I get really nervous during marathon performances. But yeah, here we go. So just taking out these towers for a little bit of safety. These are actually some of the buildings that we actually don't need to end up destroying, but I like to do it because it gets me a little bit of extra safety, even though it ends up losing me a good little bit of time, but no problem whatsoever. Yeah, okay, so now we're going to be sending these meat wagons up here in order to destroy those buildings, while this guy is just going to be working his way down, and then we have one more tower to bring down, and now it's time for the final engagement. This is going to be intense. Here we go. No, 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 you stay back here.
No one orders
you have to wait. All right, save. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be dropping a landmine down here. I'm going to start to debate some. I'm going to mind control one of the Griffin Riders and then effectively cut his Griffin Riders army in half by taking 2 more. Bring them down. If any of those survive, that's nice because that's a little bit of extra damage I'm going to be able to inflict onto the enemies. But there we go. I'm going to be taking out the cannon tower, death coiling that Archmage. I have enough health to do this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack this captain once, which is going to cause the militia to end up coming down to Archmage, though. Getting aggro downwards is really bad because there he goes. He's actually casting Blizzard right now. So attacking that mine is going to allow me to, nice, take down that. So I'm going to start mobilizing my army units into the enemy base now. And there we go, using the web ability, as I explained in an earlier mission, to be able to bring those Griffin Riders to the ground. Yeah, I'm just going to heal that Crypt Fiend for a little bit of additional safety as I'm going through. These meat wagons, why are there so many over there? Oh my goodness. That's okay. They are just going to go on a magical adventure to join their friends in the final base. But there we go, healing the Fellhound, especially with Crypt, with that Death Coil, because they actually don't end up costing any supply. So there's really no reason to end up losing that. That was an intentional loss on that Crypt Fiend there. Don't worry about it. Don't freak out. But because they actually end up taking supply. But as you imagine, because the meat wagons end up dealing additional damage to buildings, I'm actually going to want those to bolster my army for the very end of the mission, because I only need a finite number of units to be able to take out this initial engagement, and then I'm just able to progress into the cleanup phase after I destroy these unit-producing structures. But there we go. There's a knight actually that just came out. I'm going to split micro this, trying to not overdo it on some of those meat wagon shots, because if additional meat wagon shots end up getting shot out, you only need like 2 to destroy it, but if 5 go up in the air, yeah, that's right. That's 3 meat wagon shots that I could have been applying elsewhere in order to be able to effectively destroy these buildings a little bit faster. And that's a really fascinating aspect of this like RTS speedrun in general, is that there's a lot of balance with how I end up wanting to be able to go through and clear out this base. But yeah, there we go. There's my huge surplus of meat wagons from down there that are going to be sneaking in this choke point to be able to get in this base. That's totally fine. But yep, there we go, going down. I have a huge surplus of money, so I'm just going to excuse me, end up doing is grabbing. Oh, I never got +2 attack upgrade. I thought buildings were not going down as fast as I want. So yeah, like upgrading damage for our Mii Wagons is pretty clear to be essential for the speedrun, because that actually ends up causing our Mii Wagons to take less attacks to be able to destroy these structures. The Archmage ended up coming back, but that's okay. We can just use our Fellhounds to actually mana burn him so he can't cast Blizzard again, and then we can just come in here for a group hug on him. To be able to take him down. And one more Griffin Rider is going to be able to make his way out, but no problem. We're just going to ground him using the web ability once again. Let's bring these Mii Wagons back up here as I'm going to be split controlling. Then over here we have some Fellhounds that are going to be attacking towers. Next I'm going to split control this Mii Wagon, so he has to walk less, right? Because there's a cooldown between the attack, but if I'm able to effectively move him in between during these cooldown periods, I'm able to get him closer, that's right, to the next building. So less time that I actually have to end up being able to have that Mii Wagon traveling across. But yeah, there we go. This is the last unit producing structure. So guys, we did it. I was able to successfully clear the 2 hardest missions in this entire campaign. That is so amazing. I can't believe I did it. It's all smooth going from here. Wow. Unreal, man. Oh my goodness. I get to breathe. Oh man. Oh, I'm so lightheaded actually from just like non-stop talking for the last couple of minutes. Daredevil, while I breathe, why don't you go ahead and give the last round of donations? We have about time for two quick ones.
We have $200 from NSS Codicea. Don't forget to take a breath muffin.
You got me. One more. And get ready on time.
Okay. So we have $50 from the Classic Games team at Blizzard. Great to see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, great to see all the tricks in Warcraft 3 to get the fastest run. Wishing you the best from the Classic Games team here at Blizzard.
Wow, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. But that being said, with skipping this cutscene is going to bring up the victory screen and time. Yes, dude. Yes. Woo. Oh, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. You're too kind. Thank you so much. That being said, some quick shout-outs. I would not have been able to come here. Saji, as he donated earlier, Blaster, really put in the effort. He actually has a world record in this category with a sub-40 time, which is really insane. And he has some really impressive strats on other missions. So if you saw all of these strats you saw me doing were cool, definitely go to speedrun.com/WC3, click on the Undead campaign run, and watch his world record. It's a really great watch. That being said, also major shouts to Savasuka, who really helped me pick this up. And because I forgot to do roll call at the beginning, major shouts to Muncha Koopas. Hey, Muncha. Thank you, Grim, for joining as well. Richard, hello. I love you. And TGH, who's going to be running Celeste later. And Muncha also has a run. So, guys, thank you so much once again. This is going to do it for me.